Hey everyone, welcome back to Wnba Pro. Stop what you're doing for a second because we have to talk about what could easily go down as the most crucial signing in Indiana Fever history. And I'm not exaggerating here. Azura Stevens is making it crystal clear. She wants an Indiana. She wants to play alongside Caitlin Clark. She wants to wear that Fever jersey. Honestly, if the Fever front office lets this opportunity slip, it could end up being the biggest misstep of the entire offseason. Today, we're breaking down exactly why this signing is a must, what Stevens brings to the team, and why Indiana simply can't afford to miss out. If you're a Fever fan, you'll want to catch every single detail. Let's dive in.
This is the kind of news I needed. Everybody else making moves. Everybody else is making moves, so why should the Indiana Fever be sitting on their hands when they blew the last offseason? This is some good news. This is my top prospect.
Before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's make sure everyone knows exactly who Azura Stevens is. Some of you might just remember her as that tall forward on the Sparks, but that barely scratches the surface. Azura Stevens is a 6'6" forward/center from UConn, drafted 6th overall by the Dallas Wings back in 2018. She made the all-rookie team that year and has since played for the Wings, Chicago Sky, and Los Angeles Sparks. Here's the part that really matters. She already has a Wnba championship ring. She was a key piece for the Sky when they won the title in 2021. She knows what it takes to win, what a championship locker room feels like, and how to perform under the highest pressure. Now let's talk about 2025, because this is where things get really exciting. Stevens had the best season of her career with the Sparks, putting up 12.8 points, 8 rebounds, 2.1 assists, 1.2 steals, and 1.1 blocks per game. And here's the stat that should make every Fever fan sit up and take notice. She shot 38% from three-point range. Think about that. A 6'6" forward who can guard the rim, crash the boards, switch onto smaller players defensively, and then step out and drain threes on the other end. That's not just talent, that's a unicorn. And right now, that unicorn is practically begging to come to Indianapolis.
Be joining Alicia Gray, Ryan Howard, Bree Jones, okay? They got better. The Indiana Fever need to figure out who are we gonna have as our power forward to combat that, because that team just got better. We cannot afford to play games and do Stephanie White and friends all over again with Natasha Howard. Absolutely.
Now let me take you through the social media trail, because this is where things get really interesting. Stevens hasn't exactly been subtle about her intentions, not even a little. It all started back in January 2026, while she was playing in the second season of Unrivaled in Miami. Fever fans began flooding her social media, telling her she should join Indiana. Most players might scroll past, but Stevens? She engaged. She dropped eye emojis, liked posts, and even responded to fans who had photoshopped her in a Fever jersey. Then things escalated. A fan posted an image of Stevens in an Indiana Fever jersey and tagged her. She didn't just like it, she responded with what fans called a curious reaction. Another fan commented that the jersey would look even better if she actually played in it, and Stevens replied. That reply, Fever Nation went absolutely wild. Fast forward a few days. Stevens posted photos of herself wearing jerseys from various WNBA teams on Instagram. She included past teams like Dallas and Chicago, but also crucially an Indiana Fever jersey. Here's the kicker. The Fever jersey is the only one in that set she has never played for. Let that sink in. Every other jersey reflects her past. The Fever jersey, that's her potential future. And to make it even clearer, so fans noticed she added a unique reaction only on the Fever photo, something she didn't do on any of the others. Naturally, Fever fans began comparing what her arrival could mean to the impact Dana Bonner had when she joined Indiana. Some debated whether that was fair, but the message is crystal clear. Indiana cannot let this slip away.
Big for a Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston situation. This girl step out and shoot threes like it's nothing. 6'6", 6'6", long arms, rebound, play defense, shoot the three-point shot, attack closeouts, pump fake, put it on the ground, midi pull up. She can do it all offensively, and she doesn't need to be the primary option. She don't need to be the number 2 option. She don't even need to be the number 3 option. You know why? Because she was none of those things with the LA Sparks.
Let's break down why Azura Stevens isn't just a strong addition for the Fever. She's the missing piece. And I mean that seriously. The Indiana Fever came off one of the most remarkable, and at the same time, heartbreaking seasons in franchise history. In 2025, they faced adversity that would have crushed most teams. Their star, Caitlin Clark, went down with a groin injury in mid-July and missed the rest of the season. Their #1 overall pick, the face of the franchise, and arguably the most popular player in the league, sidelined for half the year. But the Fever didn't fold. They didn't tank. They didn't give up. Then injuries kept piling up. Sophie Cunningham with a knee issue, Sydney Colson tearing her ACL, Ari McDonald with a fractured foot, and Chloe Baby also out with a knee injury. At one point, 6 players were on the injured list. They rotated 18 different players throughout the season, shuffling the lineup almost every game, and yet they still made the playoffs. They beat the Atlanta Dream in the first round, marking their first playoff series win since 2015. Then they pushed the Las Vegas Aces to 5 games in the semifinals before being eliminated. It was gutsy, it was inspiring, and it proved this team has heart, culture, and coaching capable of competing for a championship. But heart alone doesn't win titles. You need talent. You need the right pieces around your stars. And Indiana has had a glaring roster hole since Caitlin Clark arrived. They need a stretch big. They need a forward who can protect the rim, crash the boards, and stretch the floor. Someone who won't clog the paint or block Clark's driving lanes. Someone who can step out and knock down threes, forcing defenses to respect both Clark and the big man simultaneously. They need Azura Stevens. Think about it. Clark averaged 18.5 points and 8.5 assists per game across her first 2 WNBA seasons. She's one of the best passers in league history. But what's the point of a generational passer if the players around her can't turn those passes into points? What good is her gravity if there's no one spacing the floor to take advantage of it? Last season, Natasha Howard manned the 4 spot. She was solid, but she's likely to leave in free agency. The power forward spot has been a revolving door since Clark arrived. Indiana has been searching for the perfect fit for 2 years, and Stevens is that fit. She's the answer they've been chasing.
Draft, but there is a chance that she will hold on. There is a very high chance that she could get taken by maybe Toronto will try to grab her through regular free agency. Dallas, I think Dallas will definitely be taking a long, hard look at her and trying to bring her in, but they don't have nothing. The best opportunity for Azura Stevens to play high-level basketball.
Picture this starting 5 for the Indiana Fever. Caitlin Clark running the point, orchestrating the offense with her vision and deep-range shooting, creating chaos for every defense. Right beside her, Kelsey Mitchell, the veteran scorer who averaged over 16 points per game and carried the team through the playoffs while Clark was sidelined. On the wing, Lexi Hall, a defensive ace and three-point threat who already has chemistry with Stevens from their time in Unrivaled. At the 5, Aaliyah Boston, the former #1 overall pick and 3-time All-Star, controlling the paint and dominating the boards. And at the 4, Azura Stevens, standing 6 feet 6 inches, shooting 38% from 3, protecting the rim with 1.1 blocks per game, hauling in 8 rebounds a night, switching onto guards, and spacing the floor perfectly for Clark to operate. This isn't just a strong lineup. This is a championship caliber starting 5, a nightmare for every team in the WNBA. You can't double Clark because Stevens will punish you from deep. You can't collapse on Boston because Stevens is waiting at the arc to fire. But you can't exploit mismatches defensively because Stevens can guard positions 1 through 5 with her length and mobility. She fills every gap the Fever currently have, every single one. And here's the best part, the Fever are in a perfect position to make this happen. With both Clark and Boston still on their rookie contracts, the team has cap space to pursue a player like Stevens. The new collective bargaining agreement is raising salaries across the league, but Indiana has the flexibility to be aggressive. General Manager Amber Cox has made it clear resigning Kelsey Mitchell is the top priority, but the next step is building the right pieces around the core. Stevens is the ultimate complementary piece. Let's not forget the Unrivaled connection. Stevens and Lexi Hall won the first Unrivaled championship together with Rose BC, where Stevens put up 19 points and 18 rebounds in the title game. They know each other's tendencies, they trust each other, and that chemistry would translate immediately to the WNBA. Then in the second season of Unrivaled, Stevens joined Hive BC and played alongside Kelsey Mitchell, meaning she now has a connection with 2 core Fever players. These aren't manufactured relationships. This is proven, on-court chemistry built in high-stakes competition, ready to hit the floor the moment the season starts.
Draft without hearing her name called in quickly find herself at the center of one of the few bidding wars that will actually take place in free agency. The 30-year-old played the best basketball of her career in 2025, averaging 13 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block per game. She also improved vastly as a three-point shooter, knocking down 38% of her shots. She shot nearly 40% from three as a stretch four. Sign me up. 38% from three as a 6'6" stretch floor.
Now I know some people are going to push back. They'll say Stevens is 30 years old and past her prime. To that I say, did you watch the 2025 season? She put up career best numbers across the board. 12.8 points, 8 rebounds, and 38% from three. That's not the stat line of a declining player. It's a player peaking at exactly the right time. You see, and 30 is far from old in the WNBA. Diana Taurasi played at an elite level into her 40s. Sue Bird was still running the point at 41. Diana Bonner came to Indiana at 34 and instantly became one of the team's most impactful players. Stevens still has 3 to 4 elite seasons ahead, which line up perfectly with the Fever's championship window. Some might bring up her injury history, and that's fair. Foot issues in 2019, a knee injury in 2020, arm surgery that kept her out for part of 2024. But she came back healthy and dominant in 2025, playing 44 games for the Sparks and looking better than ever. Injuries are worth monitoring, sure, but they shouldn't derail a chance at a player of her caliber at this price. Others will argue Indiana should focus on younger options through the draft. The Fever have the 10th pick in 2026, and yes, and there will be talent available, but rookies take time. They need to develop, adjust, and go through growing pains. The Fever's championship window is open now. Caitlin Clark entering her 3rd season, Aaliyah Boston in her prime, Kelsey Mitchell proving she can lead a team deep into the playoffs. You don't gamble on a rookie when you're already in position to win. It's about bringing in a proven veteran who knows how to win. That's exactly what Stevens offers. And let's talk competition. Stevens isn't going to be easy to get. Multiple teams will pursue her. Connecticut Sun for versatility, Seattle Storm for front court depth, even her former team Chicago Sky could make a move. But Indiana has something no one else can offer. Caitlin Clark playing alongside Clark isn't just basketball, it's exposure, branding, and the chance to perform on the biggest stage in women's basketball every night. The Fever led the league in attendance last season, and their games drew millions of TV viewers. Being a Fever means being in the spotlight like no other team can offer, and based on everything Stevens has been posting on social media, she knows it, she wants it, she's ready. So here's my message to Amber Cox and the Fever front office. Get this deal done. Don't overthink it. Don't lowball her. Stevens has made her intentions clear. She wants to be a Fever, to play with Clark, Boston, and Mitchell, and compete for a championship in one of the best environments in the league. All that's left is for Indiana to make it happen. The Fever came within 2 games of the WNBA Finals last season without their best player for half the year. Yes, imagine this team at full strength. Clark running the show, Stevens spacing the floor and protecting the rim. That's not just a playoff team, that's a finals team, that's a championship team, and it starts with one signing. Time is ticking. Free agency opens April 12th, with signings starting April 16th. Every day that passes is another day a rival could swoop in and steal Stevens away. Indiana cannot wait, they cannot hesitate. The missing piece is right there, posting in a Fever jersey, dropping hints, responding to fans. She couldn't be more obvious if she held up a sign saying, "Sign me, Indiana." Fever Nation, I want to hear from you. Do you want Azura Stevens on this team? Do you think she's the missing piece to take Indiana from semifinal contenders to champions? And what other moves do you want to see this offseason? Wait, drop your thoughts below. Smash that like button if you agree this deal needs to happen. Make sure you subscribe to WNBA Pro so you never miss a video, and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when the Fever make their move. I'll see you in the next one.